The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode.
It's the summer of 93 at 30.
Oh, welcome back again to the Brandon Peters Show for the summer of 93 at 30 music video companion series. And returning again from this one, we have the voice of the show, and from the Bob and Tom Show, it is Jessica Alsman.
Well, hello.
Hello. Today, Jessica and I are going to be talking about Bad Boys.
Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? See, at least I knew this song. I know this song,
There you go.
but I didn't know it was a real song. I thought it was just for cops.
Well, it kind of was. It was the so Bad Boys is by a real group called Inner Circle, and there was a B-side to the single of Sweat, and then featured on a United States revision of the album Bad to the Bone, and they retitled it Bad Boys. It's a wild story here. So like there's this album called Bad to the Bone by Inner Circle. They had a hit song called Sweat, parentheses, a la 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 long. Do you remember that one?
I think so.
Girl, I wanna make you sweat. Yeah. A la 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 long. A la 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 long. Quick aside for this. I liked that song a lot. And back in the day, we didn't have like the internet to look up immediately what we wanted. We didn't have phones. I heard the song. I liked Inner Circle. So I didn't know who it was by. Because when the radio, they didn't always tell you who it was by. They'd always go, oh, I was Inner Circle with so-and-so. So I was like, for Christmas one year, like I said, I wanted the album, The Sweat with the Sweat. Like, I was like, I think I called it Girl, I Want to Make You Sweat or something. Like, I didn't know it was by, but I was like, I want that album.
So funny if you write that on your Christmas list and it's like, Brandon.
Yeah. So it must have been 93 or 92, something like that. So that's where I, Heights Brandon, right? Remember him from years ago when Jessica and I did that show? So I asked for that. And my uncle got me a CD for Christmas. It was Keith Sweat, the R&B artist, Keith Sweat. And I was like,
the same.
I was like, I don't know if this is it. And I was like, I didn't know what to say. It was what was the album? Oh gosh. Keith Sweat, and it was before he like hit big with anything. Like it was early, because I know later in the 90s he goes on to have some like he goes on to have like a pretty crazy album, but this is like I'm wearing like a sweater, and I don't look that cool type guy. Oh, what was it called? Oh man. Yeah, it was called I'll Give All My Love to You by Keith Sweat. And he looked like, Hammer in the Prey video. That's what he kind of looked like. There was no song called Sweat on there. Like I'm looking at it right now. I was like, this is the wrong thing. And it wasn't for like a couple years later. I found out it was the same group that did Bad Boys.
Wow.
So
when you found out, were you just like, what?
I was beyond it. I was done. But yeah, there's Make You Sweat, Sweat a La 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 Long. That was the song. And they changed it to Bad Boys in the United States. They re-release it, and they have that song because they put it on the show Cops, which was on Fox. So this song actually is from 1987, but it charted here in 1993 because of this reissue, and thanks to Cops. And then famously, that song transitioned and graduated to feature film with a movie of the same title that acknowledged that song, Bad Boys, which we have now had 3 And as of this recording, we have learned that Eric Dane McSteamy himself will be the villain in Bad Boys 4.
Ooh.
So they went out and got themselves a TV star to play the villain in Bad Boys 4.
You know what? He's a good bad guy. He can do it.
Well, I made a joke. So I'm gonna make this joke again to people. I said, they're like, we got the bad guy from X-Men. Oh, McKellen? That's interesting. No. Oh, Rebecca Romaine? No. Oh, Brian Cox? He just got done with Succession. Oh, no. Nope. Tyler Maine? Close. Eric Dane. Because he was multiple man in X-Men The Last Stand.
Oh, wow.
So that was my joke for that. I might have thrown Fassbender in there to extend the joke, but yeah, so he'll be the villain of Bad Boys 4. The bad boys we're talking about here are the ones like in real life with cops and stuff. What do you first off, do you like the song? Do you feel embarrassed if it comes on? Like no.
Do you feel embarrassed?
No, I think there was a period like in the 90s if it came on, you're like, oh, this is kind of corny. But now I'd be like, yeah, Bad Boys, what's up? What you gonna do? And then when Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys for Life, when he tries to sing it, he's like, and he's trying to like, cracks me up because that's everybody. Everybody who's heard this song is Martin Lawrence. So it's good stuff. The video itself is directed by George Seminara. This is the last thing he ever directed. Odd facts about this guy. He appeared in the films Splatter University, I Was a Teenage Zombie, One Last Thing, and Beer League.
Oh.
I've seen all but I Was a Teenage Zombie. That's a hard film to find, I believe. I might be mistaking it with something else. But the Artie Lang movie Beer League. I actually saw One Last Thing. I did the Blu-ray and DVD release for it when I was QCing. It had Sonny Mabry and that kid from recently. Last thing I think I saw him in was the Alita Battle Angel. But it's about this kid who gets diagnosed with cancer and does a Make-A-Wish thing, and they all expect him to pick the quarterback that he likes, and he picks a supermodel to hang out with. And yeah, so I saw that as a little independent film from Magnolia Films. And then Splatter University is a really cheap slasher movie from the 80s, but I did a episode of my old podcast with that movie. And then this guy did visual effects on Repo Man with Emilio Estevez. This is not much of a video, just a live performance, some black and white stuff, and cop cars going by. Like
it was
like
when I was watching it, I'm like, wait, who are the bad guys? Are the bad guys the cops then? Or the bad guys the bad guys? I figured it was kind of the cops, like you know. So then
depends on your perspective.
Everything. Yeah, it's like, who are the bad boys?
Yeah. I think Inner Circle would think of themselves as the bad boys, right? We're bad, right? We're bad. This is that time where parents didn't understand when you said, man, that's bad. They're like, oh, is it? Like, no, like, cool. It's cool because I say bad.
Okay. See,
like,
I was thinking they were actually like cops being like the bad boys. Legit bad. Like, boo.
Maybe.
But you're right. Back then, bad was cool. Like, we're bad.
That's bad.
So
man.
Bad.
Who's
oh
bad?
My gosh. Did they invent that then? Like, bad meaning good?
No, because Michael Jackson had bad many years before. Like, who's bad?
Okay, so did Michael Jackson's sister, Janet Jackson. I forgot about this. Hold on. What was the first song that started using the term boo? Because in Janet's big number one, whatever, in the music video that we reviewed early for the summer of 93, I can't think of what it's called now. It was so long ago we talked about this. But when they're talking, J-Lo, someone else, they kept saying boo. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't think that boo in 1993.
Yeah, I don't think.
So, when did that come around? And who? There you go. Now you have to go back and watch that video.
Gosh,
and this episode.
Maybe it was like something we weren't picking up on back then or something. I don't know.
Because I know, originally it's bow. Or here's my bow. But like, who started saying boo? And so Michael was the first one who did bad
I don't know if he was the first
for
one,
good.
but he put it to song
Mm,
and capitalized there. But
I need to be educated on this.
I don't know the answer for you. I'd like to have answers for you, Jessica, and I never do. I never do.
This is stuff I start looking up and then I go down another rabbit hole. So someone find the answer for me and tell me,
and
educate me.
it's not Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah.
He's not Boo. But I picked this song because it's recognizable, but I also thought we could talk about like the cops generation of things. Like this was a time that I don't think a kid nowadays would understand. Like for the youthful listeners of like Cop. Do you want to kind of explain? Because you, like me, I think we watched a lot of stuff that was on Fox, the TV show.
For
Like
sure.
it was alternative programming, counterculture. Like they were doing stuff.
Married with Children.
Married with
The
Children.
Simpsons. Pauly Shore got 5 episodes on Fox.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Ground for Life would be later.
Mad TV was on Fox.
Mad TV and Living Color. They had, what was the one with Chris Elliott? Oh, I can't remember, where he rode his bike. Jeez.
I'm thinking Herman's Head, but that's totally, I don't think it was on Fox.
There's the X-Files was a thing.
Oh yeah, Family Guy. I mean, Family Guy.
Oh, it was Get a Life. Get a Life. That
Oh.
was the one. Yeah. Simpsons. Yeah. Just like everything. Like they'd show like Die Hard 2 would be on Fox. They were just putting out stuff. Martin. Forgot about Martin.
Oh
Living
my
Single.
gosh, loved it.
It was Living Single on Fox.
Was it? People are kicking us. In a 90s kind of world, I'm glad I got my girl.
Fox, yeah, Living Single was on Fox. Yeah.
Fox. See, I like always was watching. I think Fox was the only
90210,
network I would
Melrose
watch.
Place, The Heights.
Well, I didn't watch The Heights,
Yeah.
but I did watch The Heights.
You have watched The Heights.
I have, but I didn't watch it when it was on Fox.
But you watched the actual broadcast edition of them from someone's tapes.
I learned how to talk to an angel.
Yes.
It's amazing. 1993. What have we not lost? Cops, though, for me as a kid, it was kind of like, oh, look at all these degenerate people. They're really not degenerate people. They're all just people that get busted.
Yep.
But like, that's it. Like, it literally could have been like anyone's uncle, because they're like, oh, they got the blurred out face, or if someone was on Cops, they were pumped to be on Cops. That was always fun to see. Someone was like, hey, where you go?
David Cross did that Ronnie character from Mr. Show, and then they did the Run Ronnie Run, because he kept getting on Cops all the time. That was his thing, so he became a celebrity, and he never blurred his face.
But without Cops, you wouldn't have had the what's the show now that's like PD Live or whatever, where it's literally following around Cops live in all these different cities, and that's like a big deal.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't have had that if you didn't have Cops.
Yeah,
because
you wanted to see something, like you always tuned in hoping for the worst. I don't know why, but that's what we were, you wanted, and it was something that was just like, where am I? Like it would get around. It aired on. It was like Saturday nights, right?
I don't even remember.
I was on. It was Friday or Saturday nights. It was not on like a prime, in the prime week spot, but it was always paired with America's Most Wanted.
Oh yeah.
They were together. And America's Most Wanted was an intense show, and this was the lighthearted one. But it was like cameras following around cops, and you'd have them rolling around in their car talking about their duty and stuff, and then like, we got a drunk PI down here, so I'm like, oh, well, here we go, we're gonna do this, and you'd hope they would run away, the chase and stuff. But like, there was a culture around this that comes. There were specials on TV. There were VHS compilations of this. Like, it was a thing, and people wear like the Cops t-shirts and hats and stuff. But like, they would compile like World's Dumbest Criminals, and it'd be like a Cops VHS, and then like that market opened up the door for like what the backyard wrestling, or like all those, like I think they had like bum fight videos and shit. Like, just all the like the Springer tapes and all those things. Like the Cops, I think Cops was the first one to hit the market on like people apparently buy or rent this. Like, and you always thought you had a cool video store if you could rent that thing, because it was always like, call right now for $39.95. You'll get your first volume of Cops, and we'll send you a free mug and a subscription to Sports Illustrated. If you know, like that was the kind of thing, and you have to buy it there. But some video stores would cash in, and you'd be like, "Oh, they got the Cops thing," and be like, Faces of Death 5, Cops, like, you know, all in that weird section of things. But yeah, you always wanted the wildest stuff. Oh, UFC fights used to be straight to video too.
Really?
And yeah, like with the like WrestleMania, things like that. So Cops hit that market and put together like compilations, which is stuff now that, I mean, they're ventured of YouTube and stuff that nobody wanted that anymore. You can just go on the internet and watch it. Now they have shows and stuff, which I've noticed is funny because, you know, well, now they're cell phone videos. Cops has been twisted on, it's been turned on them now.
Ooh,
What
yeah.
if we turn the camera on you, Cops?
This is my right.
So it's kind of the
Sorry.
opposite thing. And I know so like my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, they my wife's brother and his wife, we go to like these family things, and they'll end up having a TV on, and they watch just stuff I don't watch. I didn't know existed, like these shows that are the equivalent of America's Funniest Home Videos, or like Cops compilation, stuff like that. And I was sitting here talking with another brother-in-law of mine, and I was like, man, I never see this. He's like, well, it's because, you know, you have social media, you go on, you see those videos get shared all the time, stuff like that. This is just compiling these into like and selling it on a like a TMZ station or something. I'm like, you know what, you're right, because it's all these like cell phone shot videos of like weird crap happening, and then over analyzing it and doing the dramatic zooms and stuff. And I was like, wow. But that's what Cops would have been to what's now. So if you catch those now, that's what it is. But yeah, social media and, you know, bad police in our past years have really changed the mood on like something like a Cops. I don't even know if it's still, I don't think it's still on.
I mean, I don't know either.
I bet Pluto TV has a station for Cops.
How do they not? Is Cops still on?
In September 2021, it was announced that Fox Nation picked up the show. The 33rd season premiered on October 1st, 2021. The 34th season premiered on September 30th, 2022.
Well, son of a gun.
It's
and
on
it was on
it's on the Paramount
nights.
Network. Or no,
Really?
Nope, no. So now it's back on Fox. So from 1989 to 2013, it was on Fox. From 2013 to 2020, it was on the Paramount Network. And from 2021 to 2022, it was on Fox Nation. So it has changed hands, but it's still around.
Still there. You can find it.
You can
Because
find
it was on Saturday back in 1993. So
Yep,
I kind of forgot The Simpsons wasn't even on Sundays. I didn't even know this. I just accepted we watched The Simpsons whenever it came on, right?
Mhm.
Saturday night was Cops. Friday, America's Most Wanted, and then Sightings. I forgot about
I
Sightings.
forgot about Sightings. Yes, because
Forgot all about that.
So like, you remember when we did Halloween? We did the WNUF Halloween special, right? And I shared with you the second one, and that was like Sightings. That's what that was. When they did the second one, it was like Sightings meets Alien Autopsy. So these were the things that were going on Fox.
Amazing. And Herman's Head was out in 1993.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, all right, for some reason things are clicking. There's
all right.
The part of my brain I do remember, which God bless you, Cops. You're always going to be a part of it.
And so the season of television that follows this summer is when X-Files debuts. So September of 93, Friday night programming was Briscoe County Jr. and X-Files, and Briscoe County Jr. was supposed to be the one they believed in and was going to be the hit. And lo and behold, it became the X-Files, which was Fox's first like pop culture major show that wasn't like The Simpsons, which The Simpsons is so funny. Simpsons was taboo for a while, and then Beavis and Butthead came along this year, I believe, and took its, maybe there is a worse animated show out there that people
like it's not even that bad. The Simpsons wasn't even that bad.
Could you imagine if someone in 1993 saw Rick and Morty?
Oh my
Can
God,
you
they lose their mind.
imagine if someone in
Or
1993
even
saw Rick and
Family Guy.
Morty?
Heck, even Family Guy got canceled.
Yep.
Like what, 1 or 2 times from Fox? That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Fine. But there's, they'll never cancel it again. Like they're afraid to.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
just nuts. I didn't even realize the Sunday night programming on Fox back in the day. I think everything is just so discombobulated. Like I assumed everything was what it was. But
Mhm.
no, Sunday night was in Living Color and then
Yep.
Rock. I don't remember
Oh,
Rock.
Rock with it was Rock with Charles I always think about that show because I was excited for Rock. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this show. What was his name? Charles S. Dutton. Um, the he was in Alien 3. He was the preacher guy. Well, yeah, preacher guy with the glasses, black guy.
Oh,
It was Rock. It
okay.
was like it
Okay.
was a big deal sitcom what they were having there.
Man, I did not watch one episode of that and I feel terrible because I remember in Living Color and then 9 o'clock was Married with Children, which we did not miss that as a family,
Mhm.
even if I should have been in bed. And then after that was Herman's Head, which I enjoyed for the short seasons that it
Yeah.
had, or whatever, short series.
Yep. Yeah.
Dang.
I was there for Fox. Anything they had was interesting to me that
It
was
was
coming
so
on.
good. Maybe that's because we're raised on Fox when other people were watching the news. I was not
Yeah.
watching the news.
Well,
Sorry.
our Fox in Fort when we didn't have any news.
Even better then.
They would there was no immediately at 10 o'clock it would go to reruns, and there was a guy who would pop in for like a couple stories during a commercial break, a news story, just a brief rundown of news stuff. But we had like reruns that would be in place of news all the time. There was no like designated Fox News local syndicate for Fort Wayne, and they just ran without news. This guy
I remember at midnight it would go to the bars, like
yeah,
cut off. It's like, all right,
sorry Fox, you don't have
big deal.
anything going there. But yeah, they had a very, and it's weird to say this about something with the name Fox on it, but it had in the 90s they had probably the most progressive slate of television on TV, cable or other, network or cable or otherwise. Like it was just really, they realized, okay, we gotta grab audience from somewhere because these networks have been established since the start of television. So they put on different stuff, and they're responsible for like a lot of black shows, a lot of genre shows, like just teen shows. The CW kind of cornered their market on younger stuff later on when
Right.
the WB and UPN came around, but they were doing it. Like a lot of stuff that's so normal now, Fox was like pioneering and getting to make like part of the pop culture conversation. And Cops was what they had in response to like I don't know, America's Funniest Home Videos, like just natural stuff, like the
And even as a
reality show.
kid, I don't remember my parents like watching it like necessarily, but I feel like if it was on, just like on randomly, like the
Mhm.
TV was left on, no one was like in a hurry to turn it unless there was like a movie on Saturday night somewhere else, I guess. Or
Yeah.
if we were out and about as a family, which what would we have been doing? Probably nothing. Playing Mario, maybe.
Mario.
Something.
My parents, they like The Simpsons. My mom watched Melrose Place, and then like I try to get my parents into In Living Color. I'm like, this is the funniest show or whatever, and they didn't care for that. And then they thought Married with Children was dumb, but they let me watch it. Like
Aw.
that.
Oh my gosh, our
Yeah.
whole family is watching Married with Children. My dad's favorite thing is like, why does he keep calling me a chicken doing the Marcy thing? So funny.
Oh, it's so good. Oh yeah. And Jefferson, he's on Shrinking now, and
Oh, shut
Apple
up. I
TV.
just
Yeah, he's got a really good
we're
role.
starting it.
He's got a really good role right now there on that. So pretty funny.
Excellent.
So, but yeah, so that's been us talking about like a lot of Fox talk about Bad Boys the song, but that was a vibe. That was a total like that's what my mind places to that. In addition to the three Bad Boys movies, which I like, fan of, they're good stuff. Even Bad Boys 2, which is just bonkers, like it goes for it. It's a huge movie, full bay, and I'm there for it. And Bad Boys 3, which surprised in being like really good. So, but yeah, so that'll do it. Jessica, this is the last one for you on here on Summer of '93.
It was a
But
pleasure.
if anybody who listens to the show knows, you'll be back sooner rather than later, and they can hear
Yeah.
you every episode anyway. So
Good. You can't get rid of me.
that's right.
I'm embedded.
I'm embedded. There you go. Cool. But let people know where they can keep up with you all over the summer. And
Well,
such.
come say hello on the social media places. You know, Twitter is at JN Alsman, Instagram is at Jessica Alsman, and I'm over at the Bob and Tom Show, which is available on a free app, as well as the Bob and Tom Show Bits and Pieces podcast.
All
So
right.
find me. Let's be buddies.
Cool.
Educate me too on, where Boo came from.
Oh, yes.
When did bad actually become good? I need to know.
She needs to know. Let her know. And you can tag me on those Twitter and Instagram at Brandon4KUHD. My written works on whysoblu.com. Come back Monday for more. Scott, Aaron, and I adventuring through 1993 as we have been. And then Friday we'll be back with another music video and special guest, of course. So till then, have a good weekend and stay film close.
It's the summer of 93 at 30.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. The Summer of and News themes by Pres Maxson. Additional information on this and other episodes at thebrandonpetershow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at thebrandonpetershow.com. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.